I want to ask you a question. Who's coaching you? Who's asking you the tough questions? Who's telling you, man, you're the common denominator to all of your issues and challenges? Who's telling you, man, all day long you become the magnetic pulse that attracts to you both good and bad? I want to be your life coach. I want to be the one that cheers you on to the finish line. I want to be the one that you ask the tough questions. And it doesn't mean that I have all the answers, but that means that you have a partner, someone who believes in you, not the you see right now, but the you can't imagine, the you that you are to become, the you are destined to be. I always say we both need the positive and the negative. It's not enough to have the knowledge of the matter, but we must have the wisdom as well. For wisdom settles it. And that's what I want to offer you as you join me on the Coach's Corner. I want to offer you the wisdom of the matter. Maybe it might be relationships, talking about our campaigns for more, for life, the dark room of our subconscious, our spiritual journey. Whatever it is, I want to be there to encourage you, to build you, to challenge you, to cheer you on to the finish line. I'm qualified to do this. Why? Because I'm you.
Thank you so much for joining us right here on the Coach's Corner. My name is Marcus Salette, and as I approach the microphone on today, I admit that I have my own personal and professional challenges. But I like to think that I'm bringing to the microphone the wisdoms of the matter and hope that I can earn the right to speak into your life. And today we're going to be talking about most solutions in life are only 2 feet away, an arm's length away from you. I would be remiss if I did not say thank you to all of those of you that are listening to SIBN television and radio, watching and listening all around the world. Thank you so much for following us right there on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, Pinterest at Salette USA TV, SALETTE USA TV, and also visiting us at www.415-96radio.com. And thank you also for registering for our Media Worldwide Club at www.WeSupportSelectUSATV.com. And again today, most solutions in life are 2 feet away. This is our discussion, and I hope that you will listen, download, and share. And if you haven't been following us, whatever you do, follow us on Spreaker, Blog Talk Radio, iTunes, and beyond. This is the Coach's Corner with yours truly, Marcus Salette. Let's get to work.
To your speakers, yeah. My little homie call me teacher, but I'm just a student. I'm zealous about music. You gotta love, you gotta love, you gotta love, you gotta love, you gotta love me. I'm optimistic, yeah, yeah. You gotta love, you gotta love, you gotta love, you gotta love, you gotta love me.
Well, thank you so very much for joining us on today. Most solutions in life are 2 feet away. Marcus Salette, what are you talking about? I have discovered and am yet discovering that while we are searching so far and wide in people, places, and things to find solutions to our problems, our challenges, and even new opportunities, we are only in a circle of life. The circle is smaller than we think it is. Somebody said once, all you need to know is 6 people before you're global. We're in a circle of life of which most of what we need begins in that circle. May not end in that circle, but it begins in that circle. So let's just talk about that for a little bit. Number one, we have several what I would call veins. Several veins by which we find our solutions. Okay? Let's see if that's ready. Yeah. We have several veins. We have the relationship vein, all right, from which solutions can flow. We have the relationship vein from which solutions can flow. We have the personal or the PA vein, the personal development vein, what you're able or willing to change could bring you a greater insight into the solutions that are near you. We have the relationship vein. We have the PA vein. We have the, and this one is just, I don't know really how to put it, but I want to say the association or networking vein. In that case, we're not talking about relationships because, if you're in a networking situation, you're really not, you're getting to know them, but you haven't gotten to know them yet. So many times more than not, we give up too much and we didn't even know what the other person could offer, or we did not know if the other person would value that which we're offering. So you have the association. So relationships, personal development, and our associations. All right. And then I want to say, perhaps the last one would be, at least for now, would be our skills and talents. Our skills, talents, and /training. Skills, talents, and /training. So you got relationships, your personal development, associations, and skills and training. Okay. Let's talk about your skills and training for a second. Most solutions in life are 2 feet away or arm's length away because you have been created and you have the necessary skills to get started. Now, that's not to say that your circle has all the solutions. Most solutions to initiate a change are within your skill set. Your skill set may be immature. Your skill set may be undeveloped. Your skill set may be lacking confidence. Your skill set may be lacking market niche. Your skill set may be underused, overused, undervalued, overvalued. You have to make those determinations. But however the case may be, if you're operating in your passion, if you're operating in your purpose, if you're operating in your skill sets, in your natural bent, as the Hebrew word, that old Hebrew biblical proverb that says, train up a child in the way he should go. Really, that Hebrew connotation is for the natural bent, the core interests. See, so if you're in your core interests, if you're in your natural bent, if you're sharpening your skills. Now let me just say, because I'm holding up 4 fingers, so we're going to talk about the other 3 in a minute. We're talking about the veins as to what or how the solutions could be so close to you, but yet we'll talk later about how that we're not tapping into it. But let me just get to one reason why we're not tapping into it under the skills and training, because so many times we just want to get paid. He that wants to be great has to first serve. He that wants to be great has to first serve. If you want to really hone in on your skills, find someone you can use as a guinea pig and serve them with that particular skill as you're going to school or as you're doing whatever you are going to do to sharpen those skills. Your natural bent, your natural core interest. Take those skills now and begin to serve somewhere. And even if you were to charge a small charge a small amount at first. I was talking to a comedian. I interviewed a comedian. And the comedian said, "Listen, if you think you're going to be a comedian, get to some karaoke stages and let's sing a song and drive a joke. You know what I'm saying? But you don't expect a check at the end. But if they do pay, you got to turn up." So there's a couple of conversations I could have about that, but suffice it is to say most solutions in life are 2 feet away because of your core interest. Now, if you're not tapped into your core interest, that's going to be a problem, because most people live their lives by what other people think. Most people live their lives by what other people do. Most people live their lives by what other people suggest. Now, that can be powerful in perspective. We're going to talk about that later when we talk about relationships, but suffice it is to say that most solutions in life are 2 feet away or arm's length away if we're tapped into our core interest, our natural bent. And of course, training goes along with it. So if you add training to your natural bent, you're going to be bad to the bone. As you see me on the internet, when you watch SIBN television on YouTube, SIBN Atlanta, and all these different programs that we've done, Morning Bread, and so forth and so on. See, I studied this stuff. I mean, almost, I won't say 24/7, but 12 to 14 hours a day for many, many years, and continuing to study because, as you know, technology changes really every 30, it used to be 90 days. Now it's like 60 to 30 days. Now it's like 14 days. They come out with something new, technologically speaking. But suffice it is to say, most solutions in life are 2 feet away. So if you, for instance, are lacking money, the question would be, are you tapped into your core bent, your core interest, your core passion? What drives you? What makes you get up? What makes you stay late? What turns you, all the way up? And if you're tapped into that alone will lead you, watch now, it will lead you into a magnification. I want to say a magnification. That's not the word I want to use. It will be, that would lead you into a magnitude. That's not the word either. It would lead you into a magnetic pulse. It would lead you into a new mindset, new thought patterns of magnetic pulses. That's what I want to say. That's the word I want to say. Why? Because then you're going to start, if you're tapped into your core interest, you're going to start sending out a signal based on your thought patterns, because our thought patterns, our most recent thought patterns is our next real reality. I'll say that again. Our most recent thought patterns, that which we think about the most, becomes our next reality. So listen. So we've got relationships, we got personal development, we got associations, and we got your core skill, your core interest. Really not skill set. I didn't say core skill set, because skills are a byproduct of the training. In other words, if you be faithful to the core interest that you have, what will happen is, as you seek training, whether it be on the internet, whether it be classes, whether it be getting a mentor, all of those things, what happens is you become sharper. And as you become sharper, you become multi-level skilled in the interests or in the passion. And so it's almost like, I want to say it's like a ripple effect. If you throw the rock in the water of your passion, what will ripple out in a multifaceted form will be the varying skills required or demanded to get your passion off the ground, to get your passion to that place of profitability, to get your passion in a formal and as well as an informal mode of operation. So most solutions in life are arm's length away. I wanted to say arm's length away, and everybody's arm is not 2 feet, but so that's why I said 2 feet away. Most solutions in life are 2 feet away if you're tapped into your core interests, if you're tapped into your core passion. And from there, if you throw the rock or the interest or the inquiry of life into your passion, it will ripple out a varying set of skills that are needed now to carry out your passion relatively safely, because sometimes you can be so passionate that people will use you and then you become frustrated and discouraged. So most solutions in life, let's repeat, most solutions in life are 2 feet away if you're tapped into your core passion, your core interests. Along with that, you have a varying set of skills that are now developed or in development to display your interests. Now, if you have adopted the life of another person, you want to shed that life immediately, and you want to find what you are interested in. And please do not let anyone convince you that's not a moneymaker. There's no way you can get by in life with that. They're not hiring that. Listen, put all of those thoughts to the side. Put those thoughts to the side. I played as an 8-year-old kid. I played as a broadcaster. I act like I was on the radio at 8 years old. That's before the internet. I need some help right there. I played like I was a broadcaster before the internet. So with different varying voices, and before I knew of the word voiceover, I played as a broadcaster. It's many, many, many years ago. Okay. So don't let nobody tell you that, your core interest cannot yield a profit, or there's no money in that, or, you're going to have to go to school. Before you go too far into what other folks unsolicited advice say to you, just make sure that you're tapped into the core interest, the core passion. Know what it is. Know what turns you, what moves you. Okay. Second of all, most solutions in life are 2 feet away based on our associations. Now, your next move in life can be hindered or helped by who you are connected at the hip with. I need some help. You're charged in life by the company you keep. Now, I have to admit, when you tap into your core interest, so many times more than not, there are so many people who want to use you now because you're emitting from your core or from your being, you're emitting positive energy, to say the least. You're emitting positive energy. And so now you got a bunch of folks that want to be around you. Say, for instance, you say, you want to be a photographer. I'm just pulling something out the sky right now. You want to be a photographer, and you're always taking pictures, but you know nothing about lighting. You know nothing about posture. You know nothing about exposure. You know nothing about editing, all of that. But people are going to now, because you're emitting positive energy, going to want you to take pictures. And that is your chance and opportunity to begin to train yourself in your core. But what you got to watch out for is that there are a lot of energies that tap into other people's energies instead of creating energies themselves, creating positive synergies themselves. They tap into yours and I got to go to commercial. They ride your energy. And then you wonder at the end of the day, when you're talking to them about X, Y, and Z problems, and they're dumping on you, and you've just tapped into your core interest and your core passion, you're wondering why you're feeling drained. You're wondering why you really can't get moving. Why do you feel muddy? Why do you feel stuck? It's because who you're joined at the hip with. You're joined at the hip with somebody who's riding your energy. You know what I'm saying? Can I be real? They're riding your energy all the way to the bank. And they're depleting energy from you because they are too lazy to create their own energy. So most solutions in life are 2 feet away if you're tapped into your core interest. But if you are watching and vetting those who you are joined at the hip with, got to go to commercial. It's the coach.
Strive for bigger business, earn paper like a white Jew. Flip a little real estate, elevate the poor youth. Money for the dentist if you're hurting from a bad tooth. Father back home, him and mama get along. Now the children get along. It's a brand new song. I'm the new Marvin Gaye.
You're listening to the sounds of your lifestyle improvement station.
Hi, Jamaica Chapel, College Park, Georgia, in the house. You're listening to SIBN Radio.
Hi, this is Ted Bones calling from Richmond, Virginia, and you're listening to the Lifestyle Improvement Station, SIBN Radio. Y'all turn it up now.
Hi, this is VJ Washington calling from Atlanta, Georgia. You're listening to the Lifestyle Improvement Station, SIBN Radio. So turn it up.
Hi, my name is Sonia Claiborne from East St. Louis, Illinois, by way of Carruthersville, Missouri. You're listening to the Lifestyle Improvement Station, SIBN Radio. Turn it up.
What's good? It's your boy Joe coming from Snellville, Georgia. You're listening to the Lifestyle Improvement Station, SIBN Radio. Y'all turn it up.
You're listening to the sounds of your lifestyle improvement station, changing the way we live. SIBN FM. Powered by Select USA TV. The #1 show on SIBN television and radio. The Coach's Corner's Daily Show. Now airing. Now airing. www.415-96radio.com for hardcore motivation and daily inspiration. Tune in. That's www.415-96radio. That's www.415-96radio.com.
Mixed with that soul / rhythm and blues. Jazz harmony, I wanna see harmony. Worldwide, everyone's in key. I'm the musical director, pay attention to me. Malachi, I'm alive even after my death.
Thank you so much for joining us for the Coach's Corner. Malachi house artist in the background. Grind it out. Most solutions in life are 2 feet away from you. Talking about the 4 that brings you more, and that is associations is where we left off. Talking about your core passion, your relationships, and your personal development. And so we're talking about your, we've just finished talking about your core passion. Don't forget to download this and share. Listen, and follow us. Follow us right there on Blog Talk Radio, on Spreaker, on iTunes, on YouTube, on Pinterest, on Instagram, on Facebook, you know what I'm saying, so that you can keep up with what we're doing. By all means, follow us on Twitter. All right, so now we're talking about The most solutions in life are 2 feet away. We've already talked about tapping into your core passion. We mentioned that if you tap into your core passion, immediately you're going to see people rise up around you that seem, quote unquote, to be celebrating you, but in all reality, be very careful to vet people around you. You can vet them. We'll talk about that in another show, but be careful to vet them because many people ride the synergies and energies of other folks, draining them so they don't have to create their own synergy and energy, or they can stay hidden and continue to try to manipulate and dominate situations. I don't want to get into that. But anyway, associations are not relationships. They're just that, associations. They're contacts. It's almost like if you was, in the hood, if you will, and they were getting high and smoking dope and smoking weed, and then you had to walk near them, you would have, as they say in the medical field, a contact high because you were in the vicinity. And so association is simply people that you come in contact with, that, or people that come in contact with you, vice versa, because you're in the vicinity of a certain environment for whatever purpose you're in the vicinity of. So these are strictly associations. They are not relationships. They are not relationships, and that's very important to understand, because most solutions in life are 2 feet away when we understand the difference between relationships and associations. What you can get during the vicinity, in the vicinity of meeting someone, is different from what you should expect in a relationship. And business really, building a business and building a project even, but I'm specifically talking about a business, but even a nonprofit, it's all about relationships. So you have to initiate those relationships through associations, but associations initially are not relationships. So it's one of the things that I learned. Stop giving them huge discounts to folks that you don't know, that have not been vetted. You don't know whether they value you or not. You don't know whether or not they're respecting your product or not. You don't know if they're willing to tell a friend about you or not. Sometimes we're so desperate that we become destitute. We become full of despair because we're too desperate to find the solution somewhere out there, when the solution really is only 2 feet away from you. It's arm's length away from you. Associations. And associations also could be applied spiritually speaking, because we can't associate spiritually with, quote unquote, God. We can't associate. Remember what I said. Associations are not relationships. You can't associate or casually have a spiritual encounter and expect much production from the spiritual encounter, because you do it when you feel like it, or you don't have the time or won't make the time to invest. I need some help. So when you meet someone, and even if we was to talk about this on the spiritual plane, you meet God in an incident, he comes through for you. You vet God through a circumstance, he comes through for you. Then that means that you have now a great contact, something for you to continue to vet and investigate and spend time with. But what we do is we take the bailout and run. If you meet someone at a networking event, and the net's got to be working, that's kind of like my take on it. I mean, I don't run to a lot of networking events anymore, because if you stay true to the core of who you are, you will eventually meet the flock of your kind. The problem is people play too many games in life instead of playing the games of life, and then they meet crackheads. I'm just using that for an example. They meet crackpots, and then they wonder, how in the world am I going to make it when I thought that this person was this, that, and the other? Go to a strict commercial, get this phone, be right back.
Let me tell you why. No more spiritual beef, we can agree to disagree. No more gang bang, brothers and sisters make peace. Kids playing in the street, no more finding them deceased from a drive-by. We need you and I-T-Y. Share with your neighbor, they ain't got no shoes. I know I sound uncool, but I'm gonna break the rules. Drop jewels, I'm king, this is what I'm supposed to do. Put my word sound out and watch the energy move. Never old school, I am forever a child. Grown man, I'm balanced and you don't know how. I'm in tune with the one who wears a heavenly crown. Still I'm God when I'm walking the ground. Profound. You gotta love, you gotta love, you gotta love, you
inside out and not from the outside in. Don't trick yourself. You will wreck yourself trying to impress others and trying to keep up with the Smiths and the Joneses. It's about time that you start looking at the finish line. And at DCC, we offer the hardest core motivation, daily inspiration for your spiritual foundation that you can find. Why? Because our philosophy is simple. We are the common denominator in every situation.
All right, you guys. Sometimes when I come to the studio, I be rushing and forget to turn my ringer down. But listen, so where were we? We were talking about. I forgot where we were. But anyway, we're on number. So listen, you got to make sure that you're not mixing the two. I was saying about the spiritual component, and if you meet somebody new, you're going to continue to vet them, but perhaps they brought some good ideas to the table, some good concepts that you were able to readily practice, and you were able to see some quick results or some thorough results. Shouldn't say quick because a lot of folk want things quick, but thorough results, results worth going through the process for. Results worth going through the process for. You know, I said that twice so that we can meditate on that right there. You know, so but there's still associations. But a lot of times we let people into our circle too fast and give them too much information. That's a sign that there's still some victimized conditioning that needs to be dealt with. That's a sign that there's a hunger for attention and love and healing and restitution and resolution in other areas. And so now it's spilling over into your associations, and you're making associations on the same value plane as relationships, and associations are not relationships. And, you know, I had a guest on a show, and, you know, what's really, 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 really funny is that the synergy that I felt from that guest is really, really tense. And I also realized that even though I wanted to do some things for this person in the past and have done things for this particular person, the person was not there for me. When I tried to make that relationship initiate, it didn't really initiate, but I let go and let God, as they say, and it came back to me because I saw value in the potential relationship. But that when you see that value, that's in the association of the matter. That's not a relationship yet. And I can feel the tense. I can feel the tense feelings, the synergy, the energy from this person. It's like you can feel it through the phone. The person is on defense. The person is ready. And then, sure enough, you know, I got an email, and that person was going through X, Y, and Z and asked me, could I help? I'm just saying. Associations are not relationships. So most solutions in life are 2 feet away from you. If you understand and tap into your core too, if you understand that your associations and who you're joined at the hip with determines your next place of honor, your next place of profitability, your next place of movement, your next place of progress. If you're joined at the hip just to say that's my bruh, that's my sis, and just to be kicking it, or for pleasure-driven purposes, now that's. Let me just stop and say this. Too many times more often than not, we mix business and pleasure at the wrong time, the wrong place, even with the wrong people. And karma, I'm thinking about doing some things with the word karma, because a lot of times we don't realize karma is a mother, okay? It gives birth to all kinds of confusion, okay? So you don't want to really be mixing and mingling. But other people, you know, most of us have hidden agendas. You know, most of us have hang-ups and hiccups. And when we come into a networking situation or when we have associations, we miscalculate because of some external factor, some attraction, some benefit that we could take advantage of before the investment. I need some help. So let's go on now. Most solutions in life are 2 feet away. Oh, my time is gone. Oh, man, my time is going to finish this. I'm going to have to finish this on the next one. I'm so sorry. Well, I got to go. Most solutions in life are 2 feet away. We got 2 more to cover, so join me next time right here on the Coach's Corner. My name is Marcus Slett. Whatever you do, give yourself a hug today, because you're worth it. Don't you think so? I believe so. It's the coach.
Lopez Jr. Love my people, we can fly like eagles. You gotta love, you gotta love, you gotta love, you gotta love, you gotta love me. I'm optimistic, yeah, yeah. You gotta love, you gotta love, you gotta love, you gotta love, you gotta love me. Let me tell you why. No more spiritual beef, we can agree to disagree. No more gang bang bang, brothers and sisters make peace. Kids playing in the street, no more finding them deceased from a drive-by. We need you and I-T-Y. Share with your neighbor, they ain't got no shoes. I know I sound uncool, but I'm gonna break the rules. Drop jewels, I'm